So the Marvel Rivals beta recently just came out, and it seems that people are absolutely loving this game. Now, I wasn't one of them that did get the beta code, but I would say that this game is definitely shaping up to be one of the better video games and multiplayer games of the recent times. But with a lot of these games coming out left, right and centre, such as Valorant on PS5 recently, and also Multiverse is re-releasing, it shows that these third-party games are very highly anticipated, but especially they can also be very bad at the same time. A great example is of course Multiverses, where it literally died within a couple of months, which I think everyone saw coming as there wasn't much hype for it to begin with. And this is a problem that Marvel Rivals could suffer if it doesn't prevail well at the start of its release. As far as we know so far, we've got quite a lot of great Marvel characters joining this roster. Rivals is certainly shaping up to be one of the best Marvel games we've ever had. Probably just compared this to Midnight Suns, it's like comparing cheese to wine. And combining it with its various different modes in this game, it's definitely got a lot for everyone. When I first saw the gameplay kind of sessions of this game, I actually did get reminded about Overwatch. It has that kind of similar feel to it that I can't really describe, that just makes it feel immersive in that universe. But of course, let's dive into some of those things that I think this game could do very badly, and it could suffer the game's release and its success in the long run. We gotta kick things off with a big one: microtransactions. No matter where you look nowadays, every single game seems like it has microtransactions in some form, especially in the big AAAs like Fortnite and Call of Duty. And we've even got it in other types of Marvel games like the of course failed Marvel's Avengers and of course Midnight Suns. The worst thing Avengers was known for was giving us endless microtransactions beyond our limits, which we couldn't even enjoy the game and just made it completely multiplayer instead of completely story driven. You had multiple suits for all the Avengers and it just didn't get even easier after that. This is something I think will be happening in Marvel Rivals, but I just don't want them to overdo it, as this just makes the experience for players just like absolute cancer, considering they actually just want a good experience and actually want to play the game. I think it'd be a lot better if we just had a grind mode on and just decide to grind for outfits in this game. Sure, they wouldn't be that profitable, but they would actually make more money from probably the other things they could add into the item shop and let other players grind for the skins instead. Like, that would be a much better plan instead of just honing in and saying this suit is $5.99, give us your money now. But hey ho, at least we get a lot of characters to choose from the Marvel Universe. I definitely think they've got a lot of potential in this aspect. They could definitely expand on this and give us characters that we need to kind of earn rather than just pay money for. Especially if it gives us time to actually graft up the character and make it as powerful as possible. I genuinely think Marvel Rivals will be a success because regardless that we have had some multiple failures, I think this will actually capitalise on that and make it 100 times better. Not only just because what the stuff we've seen with the beta and everything else, but of course we see more of a more dynamic aspect to the gameplay that others haven't been able to achieve. Multiverses had that kind of crammed in space where it just felt like a knockoff of Smash Brothers half the time. However, Marvel Rivals expands upon that and gives us over 4 maps so far added to the game, and that's just not even when the game's release yet. We could expect even more after the game's release and furthermore into the future. And depending on how big these maps are, I hope to God we got zero lag and it just is a complete smooth experience, because the last thing we want is smashing up a PlayStation after encountering some weird bug and glitch that we just don't care for. The resemblance to Overwatch is pretty much uncanny with this game. If you put the two side by side, you'd have a hard time figuring out which one's which. Only one is just third person and the other one is first person. However, I do like the Overwatch art style, and I think this really does suit a Marvel type of game. I think the icing on the cake for this game would have been a cel shaded kind of way, but of course we didn't really get that, and I guess I'll just stick with Overwatch. One thing that really hasn't been cleared up yet is the crossplay. I think that there's something that really needs to be added into this game, despite we've had so many other types of games like this that have had the crossplay feature. And yeah, of course this would offer a ton of different doors to different players around the world and get them to play with their friends more. But if they actually do end up adding crossplay, I think it'd be a big win. But of course they'd have to decide how to balance it, of course not having it too overpowered, like for example in PC servers against console servers, so that's also something to think about. Marvel Rivals definitely has a ton of potential to be great, especially if they actually start adding more features along the way, like a lot of really great ones do. Expanding their roster, expanding their powers, and expanding their map size, they definitely could be in for a winner here. But anyway guys, let me know down in the comment section down below what you think of Marvel Rivals. Are you planning to pick it up for free when it eventually drops on the PS and the Xbox store, or even if you're on PC, are you looking forward to even getting this game in the first place? Me personally, I probably will be actually taking a look at this game, hopping into it, see if I like it, see what things I don't like. But let me know if you guys are actually planning to pick up as well. And do you think they will expand upon the roster? Because right now we don't have as many characters as I think we should have. But anyway guys, that's enough from me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.